Hello and welcome to Greg's Channel 1. I am Greg and this is Channel 1. I have a co-host for this episode. Meet Copper. He's from the Fox and the Hound. Now, we'll get to his story in some time. But for now, we are here in the Disney playlist at film number 11. This film is The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr Toad. Now, if you're unfamiliar with those two stories, it is the tale of Sleepy Hollow, and it is also The Wind in the Willows. So, I'll give you my basic rundown, as I always do, and then I will dive into the review. So, in 1949, this 1 hour 8 minute film of two halves was created. Rotten Tomatoes scored it at 93%, so it's improving. Things are finally getting back on track. IMDb rated it a 7.1 out of 10. So, let's go to the start of the film. Let the reviewing begin. So, I'm going to just say now, Mr Toad in The Wind in the Willows is narrated by Basil Rathbone, and by God is he fantastic at it. He really makes it quite awesome. I'm actually kind of impressed with how well it was done. I wasn't expecting anything amazing from it, but it's actually surprisingly good. I was not sure how to take it. I was really taken aback. The story is basic. It's simply written, but executed well. You know, things can be simple, things can be predictable. But if they're executed well, they're enjoyable, they're brilliant, they're fantastic, etc. So, it's very well voiced, the characterization is amazing. You grow to really dislike Toad, but you can't help but like the fact that he's carefree. You can't help but feel sorry for Badger because he's having to deal with Toad constantly messing stuff up all the time, and Badger's the one that has to deal with it. You know, Ratty and Mole, you know, they're best friends with him, but they are just like, Toad, just calm down for once. Just once. That's all we ask, is just calm down once. The voice, I loved the balance that they had with Rat and Mole when it came to trying to discipline Toad. You know, Rat was very much, right, get down here now, stop misbehaving, we've got to sort this out now. Whereas Mole was very much, oh, be my friend, I'm sorry friend, we can't do this no more, we gotta be good, etc, etc. And it balanced well. That's what it was meant to do. Don't you agree, Copper? I think he agrees. Talking to a stuffed animal, what is wrong with me? It's added depth to a simple story because it added in the whole, betrayal of, the villains who betray Toad's, trusting and goofy, dumb nature. But they do it well. There's a chase scene towards the end. Toad's actions end up with consequences, and he ends up in prison. And you see almost a potentially reformed Toad. He's not. He's unreformable. It's highlighted that he just can't help himself. But when they go to get the deeds back to try and, get Toad free from prison, the chase scene is amazing. It's like a chase fight scene, and it's amazing. Where you've got Badger, Mole, Rat, Toad fighting the weasels and this guy. And it's brilliant. Surprisingly brilliant. Something I'm just going to say now before I end into my second half is Toad is not only the best character in this story, he's the worst. He's the best of the worst, and he's the worst of the best. Go figure. The fact that he does stupid stuff makes him brilliant, but the fact that he does stupid stuff makes you just want to go, Toad, stop. And that's brilliant. Anyway, let's jump to the second half, which is Ichabod and Sleepy Hollow. Now, Bing Crosby voices is the narration for this, and he does an amazing job of making you really think that Ichabod is not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. You know, he's just an average guy. That, yeah, they you know, I like the way that Bing refers to him as being melancholic. You know, he's boring, but he chooses to have a boring lifestyle, and that is why he is boring, and that is fantastic. I love it, absolutely love it. Artwork is beautiful as ever. Disney, I don't think I've seen anything yet so far where the artwork hasn't impressed me, or the soundtrack. 9 times out of 10 it's a mix of both, and I'm just like, no, that's a wrong mix. But separately, they're brilliant. In this, it's amazing what they do. Yeah, Ichabod is kind of seen as a myth/legend at the start, and it continues on his story. And yeah, he seems to be a ladies' man somehow, which I think is amazing. Yeah, but he does seem to be motivated by greed, and that is the thing that's going to be what leads him to the situation that means he's encounters Sleepy Hollow properly. He's very gluttonous, and he's superstitious, and I like the fact that they use the villain to realise he's superstitious. And they make the villain smarter than he should be. They make him smarter than he comes across. He comes across as a bit of an idiot, but he realises, because he's charismatic and he's, everyone loves listening to him tell stories. When he tells his horror story, he plays up on everything that Crane is nervous about, causing the transitioning and the soundtrack and everything to just, that when Ichabod goes into Sleepy Hollow and, the Headless Horseman has spotted him and has decided, you are my victim, it terrifies him. And then it ends where Ichabod is nowhere to be seen. Was he killed at Sleepy Hollow? We'll never know. And then they do a happy ending for the guy that tricked Ichabod into going to Sleepy Hollow. Anyway, that was a very, very strong movie. I loved it, absolutely enjoyed it. And now it's time for my rating. As you know, I rate things from 1 to 5. I scored this a 4.3 out of 5. I think this is probably one of my favourites that I've seen so far. Disney really pulled it out for this one, and I was impressed. I'm just gonna say it now. I was impressed with how well they handled it, and they made both stories amazing. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Coming up next will be our second Disney princess you'll get to encounter, because obviously the first one being Snow White in the first film. We are going to be introducing ourselves to Cinderella. Now, a couple of you agree with me, right? This is going to be fun? It's going to be fun. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. You can hit the subscribe button. You can click the notification bell if you want to keep up to date with whatever the hell I'm doing with my life in these videos. Leave a comment in the description below. Leave a dislike. It's up to you. You have the power. The reviewing is done. And so, it's goodbye from him, goodbye from me. See you later.